Why the United Kingdom Will Fall, the untold story of a nation at the crossroads. Once upon a time there stood an empire so vast, so powerful, that the sun never set upon its dominion. From the jungles of India to the shores of the Caribbean, one flag ruled them all, the Union Jack. But today that empire is only a memory, and the land that once commanded the world, the United Kingdom, stands on the edge of something it never imagined: decline. This is not the story of a sudden collapse, but of slow decay, of politics, pride, and promises unkept. This is the story of why the United Kingdom will fall. The glory that was. To understand how something falls, you must first understand how high it once stood. The British Empire was not built overnight. It was crafted through centuries of exploration, ambition, and sometimes exploitation. London was the heart of the world, the pulse of trade, culture, and power. Steam engines, naval fleets, science, literature, from Shakespeare to Churchill, Britain shaped the world. But behind that grandeur was a machine fueled by colonies, by resources not their own. When that machine began to rust, and the colonies gained their freedom, something within the empire broke, quietly but permanently. Britain became smaller, but its pride remained vast. The cracks began. The 20th century brought change faster than Britain could adapt. World War I drained its lifeblood. World War II shattered its economy, even in victory. And then came the loss of empire, one country at a time. By the 1970s, the United Kingdom was no longer a global ruler, but a struggling island trying to find its place. Factories closed. Unions clashed. Cities once filled with industry became shadows of themselves. And then, Europe. The UK joined the European Economic Community, hoping it would restore its glory. But it would only divide the nation further. The Brexit Wound. Fast forward to the 21st century, an era of globalization, connection, but beneath it all, something was boiling. Some felt left behind by progress. They looked around and saw a Britain they no longer recognized, one filled with inequality, immigration debates, and vanishing identity. And so came Brexit, a decision that would split the nation in two. For some, it was independence regained. For others, it was self-destruction. Economically, the cracks deepened. Businesses moved abroad. Inflation soared. And the political trust, the invisible glue that holds a nation together, began to crumble. The new divides. The United Kingdom, a union of 4 nations, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. But even that union is now uncertain. Scotland whispers of independence once again. Northern Ireland faces its own struggle, caught between 2 identities, 2 futures. Wales watches quietly, questioning its place in a system that often forgets it. And in England itself, North and South have grown worlds apart, one glittering with wealth and investment, the other drowning in poverty and neglect. A nation divided, not just by borders, but by belief, by class, culture, and politics. The fall of trust. Once upon a time, British politics was admired for its stability. But today it's a revolving door of broken promises. Prime ministers come and go, one scandal after another. The cost of living soars. while ordinary people queue for food banks in one of the richest countries on earth. A nation that once prided itself on fairness now feels betrayed by its own leaders. The empire that ruled the seas can no longer steer its own ship. The future that waits? If history has taught us anything, it is this: great nations rarely fall with a bang. They fade through neglect, denial, and division. Britain's fall won't come from invasion or war. It will come from within, from forgotten dreams, from lost unity, from a people too tired to fight for what once made them great. But perhaps there is still hope. Perhaps the fall is not the end, but a chance to rebuild, to rise again, not as an empire, but as a people who finally learned what truly matters. Because every empire falls, but not every nation learns to rise again. And so when the historians of tomorrow ask, why did the United Kingdom fall? The answer will not be one single event. It will be a story of pride and power, of unity and loss. A story that began with empire and ended with awakening. This is the story of Britain, a kingdom that must first fall to find itself again.